Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Jen with Unchained Crochet. I have a few notes today, as usual, but I'm trying to get myself organized and take good notes, and then I couldn't print them from Samsung Notes. I couldn't get anything to print at all. Tried sending it to Gmail, tried to send it to Microsoft, whatever, anything I could print from my phone. Anyway, my cheapo printer won't work, so we'll just take things as they go. I've sent the Samsung Note to my husband's phone to use it to help me get through this, because my handwriting, being a lefty, is chicken scratch. I was told by a doctor one time that I write like a doctor. And as I was getting ready to film, my husband starts doing some dishes, and I said, "Babe, can you just wait?" He said, "Are you getting ready to do a 1-hour video?" He knows me so well. Just chat, 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 chat. So I'm going to try to stay organized. I have a lot I want to talk about with you today. Some things I want to show you. But welcome to This Week in Whips. We're also going to see some FOs. And we'll just talk about that as we go. And his screen won't stay on the phone. So give me just a second here. So first I'm going to show you a donation blanket I've been working on for my big blanket project. And the links to everything that I talk about today will be down below in the description box, just because I don't like people mentioning things that I can't look up myself. So just in case you want to use any of them. This here is the Granny Rectangle Blanket by Crochet Crowd. Mikey did an awesome tutorial. It's very easy to follow. And once you do your chain and do a round, you can decide, oh, I want to make it shorter or whatever. So I shortened mine by like 8 stitches, my chain. Shorten it by 8 chains, and just to make it more of a crib size little blanket. And this is done in my beloved yarn Sugar Wheel by Yarn Bee at Hobby Lobby. This so far, it has taken 2 sugar wheels, and I'm now adding on some other acrylic I had. I think it might be Bernat from Meyer, just because the repeat of the colors weren't getting as far as I wanted them to get around the blanket. So doing a little color control there. I plan to make another one in this color. So that would be for a little girl. This one's more gender neutral. It's hard to find boy yarn I like. So that one is that. Next up, another whip of the week. Now, baby blanket's almost done. I gotta say that. It's gone really quick. This one is Moss Stitch. I showed this in my last This Week in Whips, my last episode, but it looks like brioche knitting, and it's just all Moss Stitch. It's like 5 or 6 different yarns, just different colorways or different types, but they're all worsted weight. So that is Abby's wrap. He wanted one, bless his heart, to look like one of my Safe Haven wraps that I made, that it's like peacock colors that he looks great in. He makes a prettier peacock than I do. Next up, this is the new playlist I've started. Is the I had so many. This one is the Freebirds Cape Scarf. Alright, so this is just simple two different stitches combined for a beautiful, similar to a pocket wrap, but it's going to have holes where you can put your arms, most likely your forearms, at least no higher than your elbow, I would think. So that's the feather stitch. I showed it last time. Last time it was about the size of a blindfold, which I sincerely need, severely, more like it, severely need that to blindfold myself to stop seeing all these things I want to make. So that's that. So today, I was talking about my daughter and her jewelry that she makes, and talking to her, I remember this little pendant, this stone pendant that I have. Isn't it beautiful? It's stone. It's like a polished stone, but I have no idea what this is. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comment section. I'd like to get some more. I have a couple of them. I think that side's a little too bright for it. So I thought maybe that side. I like that with it. It's simple. That side is more simple and not quite so bright. So I think it looks really good with it. Let me know what you think. I'll probably be taking this on vacation with me. It is a whip WOI. I think that's the acronym we're looking for. A work in progress, waiting on yarn, a whip WOI. I did this section, needs to be 16 inches tall. Right now I think I have 12 or 13 inches, and I need like 3 more inches, and I've got the pockets made. I'm going to be showing those in the playlist later and discussing other yarn options for the project. And so if you're interested in that, you can look below for the links to the Freebirds scarf, cape scarf, whatever you want to call it. Just so you know, you can use any yarn. If your gauge is different, you can use a little math to work it out to make it the length you want, and go up a size or down with your hook sizes just to make a smaller gauge or looser gauge, whatever you need to do to get it done. I like using what I have, and I want you to be able to, if that's what you want to do. So I will show the pockets that I've made. I basically use the pockets kind of as a swatch and to get an idea of how much yarn I'm going to be using of the coordinating yarn. So I'm going to discuss that more in that playlist later. But I just wanted to show you how far I've gotten. It's a nice TV stitch. I worked on it a lot yesterday and last night when I got home from work, and just wanted to show you that with the little pendant. So I think it's so cute together. All right, next up, I want to talk about a new design that I have in mind, but it's really not a new idea. I've had this idea since I started my channel, I think. Even discussed it some in some of the live chats, just to get a feeler for anyone else who's interested in doing an 80s sweater. So that one is going to be the 80s Rockstar cardigan, and I plan to use these yarns. Ice Yarns Rockstar is a worsted weight. It's available in 42 solid, semi-solid, and metallics. It is 17% merino wool, 11% acrylic, 70% polyamide. They also have Rockstar prints. And then I am going to work these ice yarns up. I want it to be a color black sweater. I want you to check out the whip window with Rachelle. She has awesome yarn reviews of both of those yarns, so I've linked those below as well. Rachelle is very thorough with her yarn reviews. I plan on using her channel for all kinds of yarn that I plan to work with, or I'm thinking about working, just get some ideas of yarns to use. She even shows the Rockstar yarn, kind of takes it apart because it has some kind of netting or whatever, and then the fibers are inserted in there. So she even shows it kind of frayed apart and pulls it apart so that you can see the fiber. She shows it after it's been washed, and just discusses the feel of it and everything and how it holds up. So I really recommend that you check those videos out if you're considering using Rockstar from Ice Yarns for anything really. So hold on, I gotta look at my notes. That inspiration for that cardigan, for one, I love vintage stuff. I love the old movies from the 80s, 16 Candles. This cardigan, I want it to have like a breakfast club feel, like something that if you got Saturday school back in high school, it'd be something you wear to Saturday school. And I kind of want it to also have that Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun type of feel. That's why I want to do the color blocking. And I plan to put some kind of shapes, some applique shapes onto it, and some pockets. The shapes I want to do, because I used to have the sweater in the 80s. It was black. You remember all those crazy looking sweaters we had. And they just got crazier in the 90s, like on the Cosby Show. But this black sweater I had was really soft, and it had this section up at the top that was also black, but it was a different kind of fabric. I wish I still had this sweater to show you. But it had all these like a gold, a silver, a bronze, different shapes on it, and like triangles, circles, swirls. It was just really, really cute. And it was a V-neck. So that sweater is the one that triggered my relentless drive to wanting to make an 80s cardigan. So hopefully you'll join me for that. That I'm going to try to come up with specific sizes. I don't write patterns. I apologize for all those who want patterns of my tutorials. I just don't have time to do that, to go through all that process and then to operate on another site to sell the patterns. If there's anyone out there that is pretty proficient with crochet and can watch my videos and write up a pattern for those, we could work out some kind of situation where we split the profits or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not very motivated by money, but someone else out there might be. And if you can read a pattern proficiently and you can crochet pretty well, I think that we could probably work together to get my patterns into print. So on a lighter note, I sat back and enjoyed some comedy. Last night, I had seen this guy on Roseanne Barr's YouTube. She had interviewed him, and it just, you know, how YouTube does the recommendations. So I seen this guy, and let me tell you what, I'm recommending him as a comedian. If you need a good laugh, tune in to the Tim Dillon Show. Tim Dillon Show on YouTube. The link's down below. If you are one who's easily triggered, or you're a snowflake, you might not want to watch. If curse words offend you, including the F word once in a while, you might not want to watch. But for me, it's just a good release. He's not like filthy dirty, not like that, but he's hilarious, and he even has these commercials he makes funny. One is like Magic Spoon cereal. I guess it's something that doesn't have this, and this. It doesn't have any gluten, doesn't have, you know, MSGs or whatever. It literally sounds like you're eating air. But he even makes this commercial. It's funny. And so he has all these little smaller startup companies, I imagine what they would be called, sponsoring his shows. Basically, the guy is a stand-up comedian, does a great podcast, and his political views, I'm like right there with him. Like, you can't tell what his real political views are until you watch him for a good amount of time and get to distinguish. I'm still working it out myself. Get to distinguish whether he's talking satirically or if he's actually sincere. It's just hilarious because you're like, no, wait a minute. No, he said this a few minutes ago. Now he's saying this. So, but he's just so funny. I was crying, laughing so hard at a couple of the bits. So, and he really has I think a down-to-earth feel on where we're at as a society in our country now, and how absorbed we are in social media. And one analogy he made, like with the Kardashian show, he said, you know, what it is why these shows get so big in reality type TV. Basically, he says that people just, you know, one reason we flock to YouTube, we want to watch people eat Cheerios in their living room. We don't care about real great talent anymore, you know, because anybody with great talent, we look at them and we say, but can I do that? You know, so I think that's true to an extent. You know, if we look at all the celebrities in the past, you know, Judy Garland, Fred Astaire, you know, and compare them to the type of shows that we watch nowadays, it's like we just want to see something almost mindless. And I don't know. I think the people that are really highly intellectual and creative on their own tend to lean more towards watching things of similar content, things that you can learn from, things that you thrive on, things that expand your thinking or fuel your creativity, either one. But it was just funny. He said, we just want to see people eat Cheerios in their living room. And we will. I will watch silly things like that on YouTube. And I think it just helps us veg out just a bit. Sometimes that's therapeutic. But it seems to be like that eats up a lot of our time that we spend online, just watching mindless stuff, because we live in such a stressful world anymore. So that's why I crochet. It de-stresses me. The designing fuels my creativity. Like the more you use it, the more you get. And then I just get one design after another come into my mind. And then before you know it, I want to start a new tutorial series without finishing the other one. I have so far resisted that. So I'm glad I've gotten over that. So I hope this video is not too long. I'm about 16 minutes in. Oh, and back to the 80s Rockstar cardigan tutorial I'll have. This really, that colorway really inspired me on my selections. So those little pictures I showed. So now, okay, if you don't want to see the Safe Haven pocket wrap that I just finished the tutorials for, if you don't want to see it, it's time to shut this off if you haven't already, because you're tired of my voice. Because I'm going to show pictures of that. And I guess bye for now. But this is your spoiler alert, so shut it off. Have a good one.